Hey everybody, Kenny here. Back to our Affliction Unique playthrough. Last time we finished up the campaign, so this time I'm gonna head to the Korea Isles to just grab up all the lore there, and then try focusing on some side stuff. Like I'm just going to, like for the Affliction stuff, I'm just going to just continuously run through some campaign areas, that are of level, just to try to like knock those out. Because if they haven't shown up now, then I don't know what the trigger is. Yeah. First, let's head off to the idol.
Good tidings.
Exile. Exile, wake up. Commander Kirak has requested your presence in the war room. It's hard to believe it's been a full year since you slew Kitava. This place is almost starting to feel like home. I left behind a piece of my heart in Oriath, even though I know we can never return there. Too many terrible things took place on that island. I think I agree with the popular sentiment that it was somehow cursed. Serving under Kirak in the Citizen Vanguard this past year has certainly been rewarding. This is a nobler cause by far than aiding the blackguards. I don't know if piety's atrocities can ever truly be made right, but I will keep trying until the day I die. When I really think on it, Oriath's suffering was almost entirely the fault of its people. Not the common folk, mind you. The ones with the power. The Templars fostered a society in which monsters, like Dominus and Piety, could not only rise to power, but then wield that power to harm all of Wraith. Enslaving the Karui directly led to the cult of Kitava unleashing mayhem. And of course, the tyranny of innocence stemmed from the blind, zealous faith they gave him. Then, there was the whole business with Cirrus. That was the final nail in the coffin for Oriath. We might have been able to rebuild things after Kitava's rampage, if not for the surprise attack by Cirrus. Kirak was a lesser officer in the Vanguard then, and had to work with exiles and radicals in strange exotic realms to try to control the situation. But Cirrus was far too dangerous to be contained. I'm not sure even you could have stopped him, had you been there. I don't know exactly how they won the day, because Kirak never talks about it. But I do know a great many people died. We are the people's response to the madness of Wraith. We've had enough of corruption, gods, and would-be dictators. The last year or so, the Citizen Vanguard has embarked upon a celestial war in secret, in a realm called the Atlas. And we've lost many valiant men in battle. We need all the soldiers we can get, so it's time for you to put your strength and wits to good use. Commander Kirak has requested your presence. Farewell. It's through the tunnel.
I should have never come back here. That Kirak is a mighty convincing salesman. I spent so much of my life voyaging across the briny deep, looting and pillaging. I never thought I'd end up working as a naval officer for the Citizen Vanguard. They're forgiving my pirating crimes in exchange for helping to build this town, as well as providing trade and transport. It'll be a quiet life, but rewarding in its own way. I'd rather be a seafarer than a foot soldier. Time and tide wait for no man.
Can't see why I'd want to do that here.
Peace to you. My master called alchemy the science of turning learned men to fools. Every halfwit with an alembic would try to turn lead to gold or formulate an elixir of eternal youth, and Master Lucan was no different. But men like him rarely saw the magic in alchemy up close. The sudden bubbling of a liquid, the heat growing in your hands, the vibrant colors and foul odors. Much knowledge is lost at a safe distance. In truth, the power of alchemy is not in turning one thing into another or creating miracles. It is in isolating and extracting. It is about finding purity within the confusion. In Oriath, I served a man named Lucan Octavius, a wealthy alchemist of high status. I call him my master, for I was both his apprentice and his slave. Lucan's work required handling extremely dangerous, often very hot materials. Not the sort of thing becoming of a man of stature. So it came to be that a slave like myself learned the nuances of the alchemical arts firsthand. As for Lucan, he was not the man he portrayed himself to be. He was more dangerous, more explosive, and more unstable than any material I had to handle. In public, he was fatherly and genial. In his home, he was violent and lustful. I do not regret what happened to him. Only the part I played. How many innocent men and women can you think of who were exiled? We are here because we are violent, because we broke the laws of the land. I killed my master. I do not regret that he is dead, only that it was by my hand. My master was a sick man with dark proclivities. A sickness of the mind that no alchemy could hope to cure. And he passed that sickness on to me. I was never violent until that day. Until that day, I could not fathom how one man could take the life of another. But Lucan drew out of me an anger I did not know I was capable of experiencing. It overcame me, forced me out of my own body, and by the time I was in control again, my master was dead. That anger, that darkness is still in me, Exile. And that is why we are here. To conjure a creature of darkness, we use the flesh of the dead. We destroy that flesh and draw out the ill will that inhabits it, giving it form. My hope is that one day we may do the reverse. Destroy the darkness while leaving the flesh unharmed. To that end, I've acquired a rare ichor. There's no other like it in this world. The very essence of a human. For all intents and purposes, its soul. This individual was cruel beyond measure, or so I've heard, though not incapable of kindness. This ichor is robust enough that it might be injected into an entity of equally cruel temperament and may be given new life. Now, imagine if we could then destroy the darkness. Could this cruel soul be purified? Could it be brought back not only from the dead, but from the precipice of damnation? That is my true goal. My master was no stranger to the machinations of the Templar elite like her. I feel a sort of kinship with her. We both gave up our names, though she did so voluntarily. We both sought to make something of ourselves. Where our kinship ends is how she made her name known. I can appreciate the desire for knowledge, but I can never condone the methods used to acquire it. If it is true that in her dying moments she sought to redeem herself, it casts an interesting light on our exploration of the darkness. Perhaps it is our very mortality that drives us to do good, to suppress the primal urges. Our actions outlive us, after all. Though I know little of my natural heritage, I know enough to understand the implications of your victory against the Kardui god of war. Did his long slumber weaken him? Or have the gods been greatly exaggerated through the evolution of myths? In either case, this undoubtedly means we will find no divine help against the intrinsic darkness. They are not the keepers of mankind many believe them to be. My regards.
Hello? Kirak's a good egg. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's mighty suspicious. No, no. I'm here because I want to help out. I have to remember that. I have bad thoughts sometimes. I can usually tell the difference between the voices and my own thoughts. But spending time in the Atlas makes everything feel surreal. All I know is there are good people here, and I want to do my part. Kirak's been kind to me. Quite liked it here, you know? Right up until the bloody mountainside started bloody, well, bleeding. Thought for sure I was hallucinating, till the others started screaming and scrambling. Always nice to get a little reassurance about your sanity, eh? Kirak's a good egg. Don't get me wrong. See you later.
Prepared for the end? Bugger me to the depths, if it ain't.
Greetings.
Cool winds. Celerim. History repeats itself. He's got quite a commanding presence. He makes me almost believe we can actually defend Wraith from the horrors of the Atlas and beyond. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about the future. All my work is focused on the past. Go make history.
Greetings.
Kirak's my name, commander of the Citizen Vanguard. We're the front line, ensuring callous gods and bloodthirsty fiends never blindside us again. The Templars kept the true nature of the world hidden from the populace, but now the rower's out of the sack, and we'll keep both eyes open. Or the one eye open, in my case. We've a vital mission for you, Godslayer. But you're not going to believe me until you see this for yourself. Take this map and put it in one of the map devices below. It will take you to a realm we call the Atlas. Once you see the world on the other side and have yourself a battle or two, we'll talk. Quite a bit has happened in the Atlas already. Suffice it to say, we have it on ominous authority that some unknown they are coming. Judging by the one who gave us that warning, all of Wraith would be in jeopardy should they take notice of us. It's best for everyone if we draw a hard line in the sand across the Atlas and keep them busy there instead. Families. These courageous men and women have families. That's the difference between them and a traditional military. No disrespect to my old comrades in arms, but this organization is not comprised of solitary, violent-minded young men. The Citizen Vanguard is a volunteer effort filled with the ranks of ordinary people who are tired of the endless parade of doom and nightmare we call Wraith. I said we'd all have to work together to face what's coming. And that's exactly what we're doing. The Atlas is a grave threat to mankind. A realm unlike any we've seen. It offers up your wildest desires, urging you ever onward into madness and danger. And yet, it may be our greatest defense as well. The Atlas draws the attention of eldritch creatures that would otherwise destroy us without a second thought. It's too dangerous to interact with, but too valuable to be left alone. You can see the position that leaves us in. We used to have the Atlas fully mapped, but it changes, it grows. After recent major events, it completely changed form. We started from scratch at a moment we can ill afford to be blinded. The more you explore the Atlas, the better our chances of survival. The map device will transport you to a land unlike any other. We call that land the Atlas, a formidable, uncharted territory which harbors the greatest dangers man has ever seen. The device itself, or the devices, rather, since we've managed to acquire 3, have a rather long and storied history. As our resident archaeologist, Helena, might know more about that kind of thing. It's clear our little island is no place for men to live. Even cursed, one could say. Though we are not entirely blameless for those disasters, we thought Kitava's rampage was bad enough. Let alone the domination by the Templars and the crackdown under innocents. But Oriath was attacked yet again while you were gone. The rebuilding efforts were all for nothing. The Vanguard undertook the largest evacuation in history, hundreds of ships, and Oriath has been abandoned. No small irony that the Oriathan people now depend upon the Karui we once enslaved. I always said that if you kick a rower in the butt, one day it'll kick you in the head. But I underestimated the honor of our new hosts. They're different after the death of their gods, and we are too after the departure of ours. I wasn't a believer, but I can feel it. We're on our own. We're going to have to work together to face what comes next. I once swore I'd never trust a blackguard in my life, reformed or not. I've had to begrudgingly rethink that notion. Helen has been crucial in putting together the pieces of Wraith-class ominous and ancient history. Everything we face today has its roots in the evils of the past. Those we can't convince to aid us out of common necessity are usually willing to offer equipment and services in exchange for gold. Alva is a continual source of ancient wealth, and I don't see the need to ask her where it comes from. I have no moral qualms about using Tane's research. The fate of the world's on the line. We can't afford to get hung up on the use of torture and unnecessary surgeries and strange experiments. It's necessary. That's my stance. The job never ends.
Greetings. History, as I was taught it in Oriath, seems very skewed now. There were a great many events that were hidden from the public eye, and the use of map devices throughout the ages was one of those secrets. We know Malagaro experimented with one. There was also a map device in the possession of the Templars, though they did not know what they had. As far as we know, map devices can open portals to almost anywhere, even locations not of this world. We generally use it to enter the Atlas, although some of the exiles we worked with traveled to the domains of the Breach Lords. Those exiles were never heard from again, of course, but the portals worked. I can't help but feel a sense of hope that the people we have gathered are part of something greater. We're all utterly different, but something has brought us together, here and now. Alva with her blood thaumaturgy, Tane with his dark science, Einhar with his natural wisdom, Nico with his machinery skills, Jun with her combat prowess. Kirak's leadership and your strength make me confident that we can handle whatever the future brings. Till next time, shall we keep, Savior?
Hello. Blessings.
Hello, Exile.
There you be.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings. Kirak's a good egg. Stay in the light, Exile.
Tala, Exile.
Hail, Godslayer!
Let's deal. I'm here.
Need something?
Hero.
Okay. So, since that's the first time I ever bothered to actually listen through all of that, I will say that as someone who has played this game for as long as I have, like, there are things that were said there that are obviously, like, yeah, this is really cool if you're someone who's been playing this game from the beginning. But almost all of that is just such a huge fuck you to people who didn't play this game before. Like, that is such bullshit. They went and basically just, they're like, oh yeah, so it's been a whole, we've had a time jump happened, and during the time jump, we decided that all of the things that players did in the past, like all of the endgame stuff that players did in the past is actually lore now. It was actually like canonical, like world building, and so if you're someone who played this game before, I was like, hey, you were part of shaping like that 1 year time gap. But for every new player, it's like, okay, so there's a time jump. Whatever, like, I've seen time jumps and other stuff before, so I guess that's fine. Like, that's the only reaction that a new player is gonna have from that. That's fucked up. That's really, really messed up that they did it that way. Anyway, so we're at 22 minutes right now, so I'm going to stop the recording and start it back up, so that way I don't lose all of that in case my PC crashes. 1 second. And we're back. Okay. So I guess I'll go and... I do kind of want to craft this real quick. Yeah, craft this first, then run the map. Nice. Okay. I'll use up like 5 of these. Or link. Or link's good enough. Alright. So got fire on that. Using 29 lightning. We want to craft Lightning and chaos. Well, do we have the recipe yet? No, I think that's a veiled recipe. I don't think we can do that just yet.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Yeah, I don't have any of the chaos recipes. Yeah, they're all veiled stuff. All I can do is craft some lightning on it. I don't have my little thing here, cause I haven't started, and I have no intention of starting heist with this character.
Godslayer, good day.
Alright. Nothing crazy. I guess I'll do it from the actual story place. Or I have no justifiable reason, but
The presence of nature is absent here.
oh, oh, instant map.
I'm
Nice.
not up to that just yet.
I have one of those. Like, I'll run it after the boss. Don't want to risk it.
Pleased with yourself? Feel all high and mighty, O powerful God Slayer.
Now, I'll be honest with you. Because that didn't start happening until like after I started the mirror. Like I thought that was like some new like I forget what the name of that mechanic is, but delirium. Yeah, I thought it was like some like new delirium thing was what was causing the Shadow of the Brine King to show up. I was like, oh, that's neat that they're tying that into delirium.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Hey, instilling our cool. As we can try redoing our thing now. Or not redoing, but applying a mod to our overflowing chalice. I'm not sure if I've seen that one before. I think it's a tormented spirit.
That would only slow me down. I'm not up to that just yet.
Yeah, so it must be up in the corner there. I mean, I doubt the unique that I was seeing on the map is that it was moving around too frantically. Gotta be a tormented spirit. Oh, it was the boss. I am surprised. I wonder why it was moving around like that. Let's see. That here, I can pick up the claw. All right.
That would only slow me down.
Okay. Go do our first, I guess let's go
That just yet.
go back first to clear our bags and then do our first maps, Wildwood.
Freedom comes to those who fight.
I mean, the damage isn't the best, but it has chaos on it. And 2 open white.
For freedom.
I don't think I've ever gotten this one before. Quick shot. 17 chromatics from one card. That's very cool. Laboratory, Glacier. But I got 3 maps. Guess I must have miscounted. Yeah, I did already have one of those from this league. Yeah, so of all the range stuff, this one, even though this one has less slots on it, overall better than this one. The Highwayman. Rarity. Damage to each life, increased movement speed. Deal charges on hit. Recovery per second from life leeches doubled. Actually, I don't know. You know what? I think I do have one of these in standard. Now that I'm thinking about it. So I'll toss this one. Maybe I'll just... Alright. Go back so we can...
I'm not up to that just yet.
Oh. Right. These guys fire off a big poison thing that he's putting ground. Which is something that we are very weak against. Is this a new one? I just noticed that. I think that was a new variant on the Trents. We didn't find her.
Now that you've had a glimpse of the Atlas, our mission might make more sense. There's a whole uncharted realm out there, countless regions just like the one you explored, full of strange creatures and ancient threats. Nobody knows exactly what the Atlas is, but I can tell you my personal experience: danger, death, and loss. We've been doing our best to explore its deeper reaches. Too many good men have died. We're out of our depth. That's why we need you. Keep exploring the Atlas. Look for anything we can use to defend Rayclast. Believe me, we're going to need it against the coming darkness. Stay vigilant.
Alright. So, go and use those instilling orbs. Awesome. First try. That's amazing. I could try redoing this one, but we only have the one. And if I get a worse one, then I'll be sad. Alright. So, now let's go do... What's her name? Davinia. That's your name. Hello, Davinia.
This may not be the most pleasant of places, but I brought you here to assist in exploring its depths. Unlike you, I'm not especially battle-hardened, and I need someone to be the muscle behind this operation. I'll be the brains. No offense. Do you see that altar? It is capable of changing your relationship with the Sanctum's mystical properties. Here's a relic I found while exploring its depths. Go on, place it in the altar, see what happens. What really excites me is the possibility of finding relics here. I mean, think of the historical and archaeological implications. We might glean true insight into ancient Templar history. A lot can be inferred from their burial practices, their scripture, their artifacts. We might even unearth the truth about why the Sanctum is here at all. I couldn't imagine renouncing a path of righteousness. I spent decades rifling through papyrus in the archives, and being here is like seeing it all come to life. It's strange to think that we're beneath the Fellshrine ruins themselves. A vital part of Rayclastian history, where heroism and atrocities took place. I still remember where I was when I read about the fate of Archbishop Joffrey. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. May you return with ancient artifacts.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I can see the energies shifting around you. The relic worked. Now keep an eye out for more of them, especially the oldest ones, original artifacts from the time of the very founding of our religion. The Templars built this place to hide them, among other things. Guard your treasures well.
Yeah, I mean, this is a terrible build for running Sanctum, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I see what. I was like, oh, is that a special fusing orb? No, it's just like it's just hovering over this, so it looked like there was a little circular background on it. I just do this one. Oh, that's right. Been a while since I've done Sanctum.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Yeah, Sanctum's all about not getting hit, and this is a build completely built around getting hit, or being in something's face in order to deal my damage. So, it is what it is.
Pruning a branch can save a tree.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to make it out of here.
not up to that just yet.
Yep. It was never gonna happen. Now with this build. But it's okay. Alright, so let us go... Well, first, let me go and reset our recording. 1 second. And we're back. Alright, now let's do some delve. Hopefully we will be able to make the stuff we need and pop the wall to finish the quest.
Greetings. Ta-da. This is Crawler, capable of scouting out a few of the valuables hidden down here, but needs your muscle to get to them. Tell it where you want to go, and try to stay alive till you get there. Crawler will burn through sulfite on the way, and we ain't made of sulfite, so choose carefully. How about you follow it to a nearby azurite vein, eh? Make sure you stick near Crawler's light. Believe me, you don't want to get dragged into the darkness.
Alright. Got vein right there. We can spot a wall anywhere. And nothing immediately visible.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, the walls are tricky to spot. Might be one here. No, that's just fungal cavern. Now if we head over this way, there's a bunch of Azurite on the way. And if there does happen to be a wall there, then we'll be in a good spot. Twenty-four, 24, 27. Okay, so this kind of is suggesting that there is a wall here. Maybe. And maybe an instant wall right there. Yeah, so we might have a wall right there. Be convenient. Go right there and confirm.
I'm not up to that just yet. Okay. Yeah, so it was just that it was blocked off by that one. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, so then still our best option is to go down this route.
Beauty. Look at it sparkle. Glows like blue embers in the dark. My machine here can turn these rocks into something a little more useful. You might need some extra light down there, so how about you put a few flares together? Mine's also full of dead ends and things that ought to be dead themselves, so get a blasting stick while you're at it. Should have enough for both on ya. Beauty. Bye. odd little pair of sticks you got. Mind you, don't get them mixed up. Don't want to have to mop you up. Though I suppose blowing yourself to bits is better than getting lost in the dark down there. I suggest you bring a few sticks of dynamite and a few flares when you venture down there. Crawler will guide you to some large ore veins, but tossing a flare into the gloom might reveal some very pretty little treasures. Since the mine's been around for so long, all the easy pickings have already been pinched. Might have to do some excavating of your own if you want something truly precious. There's some fragile-looking walls down there. Reckon a well-placed stick of dynamite will turn those walls to rubble. Why don't you give that a go, eh? I'll let you keep whatever you find on the other side.
I'm not up to that just yet. Yet.
Okay. So, not noticing anything obvious on the map. What's the next one? I don't think that's a breakable wall. This one. And thinking on it, like having this Wildwood Ascendancy might actually make it easier to finish this quest. Just because, like, if there happens to be a rare enemy, like a rare unique enemy, on the other side of a breakable wall, then then it'll be obvious that it's a breakable wall.
I'm not up to that just yet. That would only slow me down.
Yeah. I don't feel confident in any of these being a breakable wall. To the next one. As I like, we'll head for this, and hopefully that'll have a breakable wall. Yeah, since it's dead end. I just do.
I'm not up to that just yet. That would only slow me down.
I mean, that kind of seems like it could be a brick wall. We only have the one dynamite, though. Don't want to risk it and lose everything. Here.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Yeah, definitely no brick wall. Head to our dead end here. Hope there's a breakable there.
I'm not up to that just yet.
All right. This is considered a dead end. If there's a breakable wall, it'd be right there. Nope. I was wrong. There was nothing. And I think I remember there being like an actual graphic that would appear if there was a fractured wall. I definitely haven't seen that graphic show up anywhere. Where we started from. Yeah, we haven't passed any fractured walls yet. I guess let's go back here and then head this way. If maybe there's something there.
I'm not up to that just yet.
There you are. Now, so let's go for this one here. If we don't find one by the time we get there, then I just won't bother. So nothing here. Let's go for the currency one.
I'm not up to that just yet.
One more to the currency one after this one. I dropped a bunch of mirrored stuff. Jerk. Hey.
That would only slow me down.
It's been a very long time since I've bothered to do any delve.
To that just yet.
Nice.
That would only slow me down.
I'm not seeing any. Head for this one, then for that one, then for that one.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Another Baron.
You out of your misery.
Yeah, nothing here. There's not much of a dead end. There's two paths to follow. And either one had a thing pop up, so I don't think that those are breakable. Yeah, so let's head back to here, so we can head to this one.
not up to that just yet.
Yep. Yep. No, haven't found it yet. Now we're going to check this one here. All the way back there.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Go. Don't find one. We're checking here, then that's it for Delve.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Okay. Found nothing. Guess, I'll just... I'll follow my path back to see if there's anything that looks like it might be something. I do not have faith. Because it has to look like it could possibly lead into another room.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Would that be one right there? Can't be, right? Because should see another thing on the way if there was a path this way. That's nothing. And that kind of feels like it could be. Or it could just be the other side of the wall.
Yeah, just the other side of the wall. That delve was a bust. Unfortunate. Okay, it's been so long since I've done delve. I honestly don't remember what it is that I'm looking for when it comes to like a breakable wall. I remember, like, you know, does it show up on here? Does it show up like on the actual map here? Like, you only notice it if you're actually looking at the
I'm not up to that just yet.
at the assets, at the game assets. I just don't remember. It's been too long. So ends our delve adventure.